Hey, welcome. Today we're taking a look at one problem that my colony is running into. As you can see, the main valley here is almost full with just about everything it can hold, and there's not a ton of room in any of the other valleys, just a little bit of green here and there. So I was thinking maybe we could move some of this to the upper portions while we work on getting the things that we need to clear these mountains out. And one of the first places I want to start is this little bread basket that we've got right here in the middle. In fact, I want to redo how I'm doing this here, because I had an idea. What if instead of using this to go water some way this way and some way this way, we actually just send it this way or this way? We've got the dynamite to do it. So if I put these in here, and let's go ahead and we will put stairs in here, then we'll replace these with gates. Let's go ahead and get this in. We can take out a lot of this here, because I don't think we'll need that. And we might yet need this here, but we can replace these with just some levees. That way, when we get in here, then our water can go either bad water out this way, which means we're probably not going to need gates here, or these really. There we go. And I don't need that. Then bad water will go this way. Good water can just go that way, and we'll get that taken care of. Let's set up the switch though here. We're going to do something like this, and we'll put in our single floodgates. There we go. There's the contamination sensor that we're going to use for it. But since I want to keep most of this green, I also want a little reservoir here. And I thought maybe I can use something here to build maybe a side reservoir, I guess you could call it. Let's put up some blocks here and see what we can come up with. If we are to, I want at least maybe a 3x3 here, or as close as I can get to a 3x3. There we go. If we do something like this, and we just build it up to the side, that should keep this green most of the time. Then we just have to have a way in here, which might be easier said than done. Maybe I should move this down one. In fact, let's do that. We'll move you over. We'll put you... You know what? We'll do all four there, because why not? Let's get rid of this, because we don't need it. There we go. This should give them access to down there. We'll have to keep an eye out just in case this turns to a bad tide. Let's make sure we get these in, though, and then we'll need this to put in the rest of the gates. Say this is good, and then they can work from here. That'll take a minute. Let's get a path around here, so just they're able to walk right through there. And then all we got to do is blow up just a couple here, and that will let us get water in here to fill that up. While we're working with dynamite, though, let's go ahead and take out some of this, because we don't need all these craggy rocks in here. We'll take those out. We don't need those. And you know what? It's going to be good for now. Let me toss a lumberjack flag in here too, because I'm noticing there's a couple of trees. We might as well pick them up, right? Can't hurt to have some free lumber here and there. There's that. That all looks great. We'll have to wait until they build that. Why don't we? In fact, we've got a small industrial pile here, so they can go ahead and take care of most of that. Would you look at that? Let's go ahead and we'll take out these. There we go. Let's do floodgates here. We'll say those are a bit more important so that we can get all of this taken care of. Then we should be good to go here for now. So just a little bit of setup here and there. Let's come over here because, one, I've noticed these don't really turn themselves off completely when they need to. Plus, I'd like to get the gatherer flags over here turning themselves off when there's nothing to gather. And I've tried the resource mod that gives you a nice resource automation thing. Unfortunately, it's been crashing the game, so we're going to have to work around it. What we're going to do is we're going to pick up a relay. There we go. And then I would like to, we're going to use a depth sensor here just to see if we can use that. And then we'll trigger both of these together, this and the amount. For now, we're just going to pause them because there's no real point in having them in there. There's not a huge point in having an oil press either. We've got plenty of kohlrabies. Looks like they're not getting picked. So what we'll do is while we're here, let's go ahead, take all this out. There we go. All that can come out, and we'll replace that with some canola oil. or canola seeds, I guess, to make the oil. We're definitely going to need another one of these for the oil, and we'll need one for the seeds. And are we going to need anything else? Are we making anything else? Oh, fermented cassavas. We don't have one for that, so we'll get that in there. Let's look at automating this over here. I'm going to put that in, and when that gets done, we'll connect it to both the mangroves and the berries. That way they can be picking either one. They still just switch them on or off. I would love to see something that lets them switch the other facets of it, like which one it's targeting specifically, or something along those lines. Now, up here is the other place that I would like to possibly get some stuff in. The only disadvantage is this right here does turn to bad water sometimes, so we're going to have to work with that. But for now, we'll see what we can do. One, I want to take down all of this stuff here. This guy's just sitting here on his butt doing nothing. Let's find him a new job. There we go. We will toss some dynamite here, and I've got 6 extra beavers. What I want to do is let's go ahead and move these maybe to over here. There we go. You can move here. Get that out of here. And then I did pick up the ladder mod, and I want to go up this cliff here. Here we go. Up, up, and away. Over. There we go. That looks good. I could probably just do stairs here and save myself a little bit of work. There we go. Let's attach this path in here. I just love the ladder mod. It's such a great mod to add verticality to your colonies. It's kind of powerful. Don't know if it'll ever actually get added in, but love the added functionality that it does give you. We're going to take a bridge across there, and we're going to go ahead and go up, claim the bad water that's here, and then I want to get started on looking into getting maybe these switched over so that only the good water can come through here. But we're going to have to cut through this forest, and I would hate to just basically cut a demolished path through there. So let's definitely get, let's say 3, and we will cut trees. We'll do a straight line through here and then over to there. But that's definitely going to take them a couple minutes to get. Well, we'll wait until they cut the line through there before we do that. Let's grab the metal that's up here. There we go. That should take care of that. These are set to go. Oh, we better connect in our building places. In fact, let's make them a little more important, because a bit faster building could help us in the long run. We've got all of these in. We're still working on the medical beds from last time. Interesting. Well, up here, what I really want to do is, while there's like drought conditions, well, first of all, let's raise this up so that if there's no contamination, we at least keep, let's say 65, because that'll match with these over here, and we can keep a little bit more water in there. But let's also put in, we've got our contamination sensor. We just got a depth sensor, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll put a depth sensor here so that it can measure the depth whenever there's a drought, and we can turn on, hopefully, here we go, let's find, oh, it's underwater. We'll put a fluid dump in here. There we go. We'll run it off that, but we also don't want it to be running when there's contaminated water coming out, so let's go ahead and we'll put in a relay for that too, and we'll wait till those get put in. They're working on all of that stuff down there. Okay, they just got our gear factory in. Oh, look like they've got all their builders' huts in. Let's demolish these so we have enough people. This is going to have to move eventually. I'm thinking we could put it up here for now. It's not going to hurt anything to have those just a little farther away. We'll have to come up with a better way to get up there. In fact, I think I know what I'm going to do there. We're going to go ahead and start on that project as well. So another way to save land other than to move it up to the top of the mountains is to get rid of some of these extra paths that we don't need. And we're going to start building around that. Let's go ahead. We'll grab the triple dynamite. I have enough science for that. We'll put that in there. Let's go ahead, put you in there. And we're going to dig down to the bottom of the map and start putting in our tubeway stations. It definitely couldn't hurt to have a fast transit around here anyway. Other things we can do. Here we've got a bunch of twisting and turning stairways. What we really could do here is get rid of those. And let's work on one of those at a time, maybe. Let's go that and that. You know what? I probably shouldn't have removed that too tall one there, because we're going to have to put it right back because I can't put a ladder there. let's go up there. That's going to be the very most important. Looks like we've got a whole bunch of beavers, more than we would have otherwise out. So let's just go ahead and say build those. We'll connect all of this in. We're not going to need these, so they can reclaim those for now. Rebuild all of that. Look at them go. They're building pretty quickly. Well, that's good. We do have extra beavers, I suppose, at the moment that can help with some of this stuff. And not to mention, some of our industry has been turned off. Speaking of which, while we're here, let's see what we can do. One, we can get some extra beavers out of this. And I think we'll wait on that. But what I do want to do, we can actually go back here, can't we? Let's get more dynamite. We're using a ton of dynamite today, but that's okay. We'll do that. We'll get 3 and 3, and then we're going to put some power storage back here. I did pick up the flywheel mod, which is back up and running again. So if you were a fan of that, which I have been in the past, then I wonder why he's not stopped. Interesting. So it says there's an issue. Oh, idle workers. I see. I picked up a mod that shows me where my idle workers are. So unfortunately, there's no resource counter there that can help me. Eventually, maybe if that mod comes back, we'll be able to do that. So let's take a look at where we started building. They have not got a lot done over here, unfortunately. They did get this done, though, so let's tie them in with the floodgate here. We don't want depth sensors. We want, that is on, I believe you're upstream. Yep, there we go. So if it's on, they need to be 1. If they're off, they need to be 0, because that means there's no bad water coming in, so they'll go that way. And then this should be the exact opposite. So if it's on, these need to be all the way down. If it's off, then they need to be all the way up so that it can force good water this way. There we go. They're filling out all of this over here. It looks like they're walking just a little ways, but we should have logs for this. They pick them up pretty quick, though, so we'll have to see what... Oh, you can remove that with a mod. That's neat. I did not know I had a mod that did that. Well, that's okay. They can work on all of that. We're going to leave the campfire up there for now. 20 hours should be fine. Let's see if we can find another place maybe to move this. We could probably put that over there and then get rid of those. These we'll have to find a spot for, even though we literally just built them. So what we can do there is if maybe we do 2 and 2 this way. I think that looks all right. We'll do 2 and 2 this way. Down here, you can go this way. You can go that way. Yeah, that'll work. We could put something behind them, but I think eventually this mountain might get leveled. So we'll worry about that when that gets here. You know what? I just realized I put in a triple dynamite. I don't have any extract. That's gonna make a big difference. So let's come down here. And how much is the extract place? It is 600. Well, that's not terrible. And does it fit there? Well, it would fit there if I would redraw the road, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. There we go. Let's get rid of this road. Road out. There we go. Water extract can go here. Yep, and we'll put the road there for now. There we go. That's all going. Most of this is turned off, though, it looks like. Are you guys just going for the cassavas? It kind of looks like it, which is fine. Let's prioritize those by hauler. There we go. They can get filled up hopefully quickly. How's the cassava farm over here doing? They got plenty, so I'm not too worried about it. Only one? No, there's a couple of idle workers that are just kind of waiting around. This guy needs to replant trees. This guy has nothing to do. You know what? We're going to disable the idle warning for them for now. That way we don't have to worry about seeing a whole bunch of ones that aren't really that relative. Also, looks like I somehow did not set that one for logs. That's strange. Okay. They've got a little bit to build here. These guys, oh, they built that in. Let's go ahead, have them get a couple more in here. And we'll say that's highest priority so we can have another one, and then we'll redo this area as well. I think we're gonna have to wait for them to get a lot of this other stuff in. This should at least send the good water this way for now, so we'll wait on that. I am probably going to do the same thing here. Well, no, let's not do that, because I was going to put in another place to fill up water, but honestly, this should be enough water for now. we'll wait until they're ready to go. We'll be back just a second once they've got a little bit more built for us. They've got a couple of things now taken care of, and that includes getting a relay or two in. In fact, the first one we put in is working. So what I want to do is, one, we're going to set it so that both of these have to be on. I believe that's, is that, yes, it's the and. So A, if there's actual depth here, which if depth is greater than 0, maybe equal to 0, it's off. No, we'll set this way so that it's on. There we go. If it's greater than 0, then it's on. But also, we want to make sure that we're not overdoing it. So if that is on, then these will be on. So instead of the counter, we're going to set this to a relay to get a little bit more control over it. Now, these should definitely be on. Over here, they've got our berry one in too. So let's rename this one to relay mangrove and bee. Okay, mangrove and bee. Let's even make it a nice purple-ish color for the berries. There we go. Close enough. And we're going to say if this one, or going to go if our berries, nope, if our mangroves or our berries are on, then these can be on. And we'll name this one to relay mangrove and berry. This one should be relay to mangrove and berry. And tell you what, we'll do the same thing with this one. I know they really are only picking up mangroves, but you never know. There we go. Things could change. There we go. So those are set up. I could do a relay over here for this gear factory, just in case we need gears at some point. Let's put in, we shouldn't get bad water down here now. So let's just switch that out with a depth sensor. We'll put you there. We'll put a relay right by you. And once that's going, we'll set that up. It might not stick around for too long, but that's okay. Over here, we've got a decent amount of stuff still coming in. So here, we're good. Let's go ahead and we'll blow these up. And that should fill this up to a certain point, but we're going to need another one of those. Let's say that's fairly high so that we can get that taken care of. And it should be, you know what? Let's do the same thing up here. This is the 70. No, let's do 65. There we go. We'll do 65. You guys are on or off. This should be the same as this. And hopefully that doesn't flood over. I'm not sure why that flooded, but that's okay. We've got a contamination sensor. It should be good. We did get our dynamites in. Let's take that off of there. Let's take these out. All of these. All of these. And we'll have to continue to get rid of some of these. Let's put in ladders up to the top. There we go. We've got a little bit of taller stuff there and there. Let's take these out. There we go. This guy is done. So out you go. There we go. And we'll go ahead and put in what we were going to use this for in the first place. Let's connect you and grab our forester. We're going to shove it back in the corner back here. It should be fine. We'll redraw the road around it. We don't need that. Do we need any of this over here? Not particularly. Let's go ahead. We'll take that out. You know what? Let's just leave it for now because we might still need to get up. That's a more direct route. We'll just settle with the more direct route, right? There we go. That's good. That's good. Let's put in a lumberjack flag here and we'll put one here. Let's get this metal out of there if we can. We'll put one in here, one in here. And how's the rest of this doing? Actually, not too bad. So let's plant oak where we can. All of this can be oak. And we'll plant a little bit of oak up here. If anybody can get to it, great. There we go. We'll get that taken out. Let's pause you for a minute and you, since trees aren't going to be here for just a bit. But hopefully this, what is this up to? This is up to 0.65. We're just going to say off so that you go that way. There we go. We've got you. Bad water is good there. Look, they've got our dynamite in. Let's take these out. And here I'm going to use, do we have the science for a medium wheel? Nope, not the small one. Yep. Let's grab you. We'll put you in here. Yep, we'll put you in here. And they can get to this one from this side. They're going to need to explode this, though. So let's put that in. We got another drought coming in. They've got some canola. That's fine. Let's turn on the canola place. There we go. What are you doing? There's nothing to do within range. There's a giant pile of metal here, my dude. Get those taken care of. I did toss in a couple more builders' huts because we had some extras, so I figured that could help just slightly. These, however, I would like to get them switched over to the ladders. Let's get rid of that, and all of you can go. Yep. Take out that, take out this, and we'll say ladders for everybody. Gonna do a good old skyscraper ladder. That'll work. These aren't going to be needed anymore, so let's take out all of those. There we go. Oh, those are. Let's take out those. Yep. It's always a good thing to double check. There we go. And then lastly, we'll get those taken care of, but they should build up to these first, so we've got plenty of extra stuff. Oh, this one I was going to change. Let's grab actually the name of this one. We'll just copy that, cancel, and we'll toss you in here as the name for that. And we're going to call this one, this is the canola seed. There we go. And we'll even get another one for canola oil. Once that's full, canola oil. There we go. And now we can base all of these off that. We can probably, can you get to some of the canola? Yep. Let's set up a relay for that as well. The question is, where do we want the relay? Probably somewhere over here. Let's put you there, and we can set that for these two farms. That way we don't have to have them on if there's no need to harvest any of that. Oh, speaking of this, they've cleared that out for me, so we can do even more canola. There's that. There's our two that we can save. This is going in, but in all honesty, we could save ourselves 4 beavers if we just spent a little money and got, here we go. I guess it's not money, it's science. Spent a little science. We'll say this is fairly important. We'll get those in there so that they can take care of all that. Our cassavas are going to suffer for a second, but we'll live without the cassavas. It's going to be okay. They've got some of our ladders in over here. Good, good. That's what we wanted to see. They're putting those in, which means I can probably start them on this stuff here. Let's take out all of this very carefully so we don't accidentally explode something we don't want to explode. Get rid of that, and we will put in ladders here. There we go. We'll get a couple more storage places for anything else that we might need storage for. And we'll put those in. We'll say that that is slightly more important, so they can get those in there. We've already built a little bit. Oops, I don't want that. I want the 2. Give me the 2. There we go. Sometimes it just chooses weird things. Let's get our decoration for this side of the building in. Let's go with the lantern here. There we go. And then we could probably move down just a little bit more and get a brazier. Get another 2 over here. We'll do the same thing here. There we go. Pop these off. Ta-da! That looks good. And why not put another one up there? Just in case we need extra storage there too. They are moving all over the place, aren't they? They've got a lot of this taken care of. Look, in fact, they've even got the bridge done, so they can start building some of this, removing this. Now the question becomes, since we're over here, let's take out, let's say this right here, and we'll hope that that doesn't overflow. We'll set up some levees here. How about one there? And then we do floodgates about here and here, which means more than likely we're going to need some kind of ladder to get down there to those. But that might be a little bit before they get back there. Have I set these up to automate? No, not yet. Let's do the scrap on these. There we go. Same thing for these. We'll do the logs. Counter logs. There we go. They can cut their way through that forest. Look at that. This we could definitely get rid of. If we put some stairs here, you know what? After they take that out, we'll put some stairs in, and then they can get this other 200 as well. They've got our dynamite in up here, so let's go ahead, take all that out. Now look at all of this land that we have. We can actually take a little bit more of this out. Let's take all those out. We don't need any of those. And we can replace a lot more of this with dynamite. In fact, let's just do something like this. We'll take all of this out here. And we'll take up to there out. That looks good. Now, as to where to put the house for more trees, I could not think of the name there. The forester. The house for more trees. I like that. We're just going to go with that for now. I'm going to put in something there. And then can I put one on the other side? Is there a way to build bridges that connect to each other? I really wish they just had the actual bridges themselves mirrored like this, so you didn't have to do weird things like this, make it look decent, but it's okay. We'll live with what we get. We're going to go ahead and there's 2 of those and 2 of those. Let's go ahead, put one there, one here, and we can come out with a road to connect everything in here. We'll put our forester right on top of that. We'll put our 2 lumberjacks here. They should be able to reach most of this up here. This is a depth sensor. It should be set at, if there is, well, let's say 250 in there. It's going to be off at 250. So if it's greater than 250, yeah, 2.5, then it's going to turn off. This one can be for relay. This is Bill 3 E's. There we go. And both of these, this one will have to be on. So if this one is on, and you know what? I might have to make a relay to reverse this. Suppose I could just reverse my gates, but well, let's make a reverse relay. So if this one, and it will be this one is on, which this relay we'll just call relay upper reverse. There we go. This one is not. So if this input is on, which can be linked to this one will be off and vice versa. Then we'll link you to this, and it should only fill this if that starts to get low and there's no bad water in here. So we can build a lot of that. This is already done. Let's take that out. We're going to leave those for there. Oh, look, we do have triple dynamite here. So let's take you out of there. I don't think you are the bottom though. Nope, we need one more there, and then we can start building in some other places. Oh, I just noticed our water is really low. Let's redirect some focus real quick and put in some extra water places here. Let's get in pumps. 1, 2. We'll do that. Let's say that these are super high priority so that we don't accidentally run out of water. There we go. They don't have stuff to them. That's set for explosives, gears. Gears? No, we don't need these all as gears. That one set as gears. Let's go. What do we have that we don't have much storage of? Do we have much storage? We don't have much storage for canola seeds yet. What don't we have storage of here? Do we need metal parts? Yep. Let's go ahead and do the metal parts. There we go. And this one, I don't know that we have a lot of other stuff yet. Let's get some of the soybeans, and then you can be for fermented soybeans whenever we have the area for those. And that should be okay for them. Let's take that out. Somehow they built that. Oh, they came up and around. I didn't even think of that. Well, we've got our 2 flywheels in, so when the river comes back, I'm hoping that we get those charged up so this uses less. Let's automate this off of the power over here. And if there's not power in the batteries, let's switch this one. Not a surplus, but battery charge greater than 0. Greater than 0. Is that right? Battery charge. Because there should be no battery charge right now. Measurement is greater than 1%? No. This one. Some days it doesn't pay to think. If your battery charge is not here, well, we'll come back to that. I'll fix that in a second. We'll be right back. There we go. What I wanted to set that one at is probably the less than or equal to 0. There we go. That keeps them moving. We've got our relay in. This is for kohlrabi's. Be relay 5, which is relay coal and can. If either or is off. So we'll go over here. We want to check the canola. We want to check kohlrabi. There we go. Then they're on. We'll set that to that relay. Relay is full and can. Copy that to there. There we go. So that takes care of those. This can go to, for now, just if you need canola oil. There we go. That turns off. This we've got in here. Let's get some storage for some extract. We're going to need it eventually anyway. Let's do extract. There we go. How did they do over here? Did they get that dynamite in? No. Let's see if they can get that in real quick. We also want them to go ahead and push this up so that we can get a little bit more farmland up here. There we go. All right, that's all in. We'll do the oak all through here. We might lose a little bit of it at times, but that's okay. We'll live with what we've got there. They've got some explosives to get in. Oh, look. Oh, I thought they had that in. Never mind. They're all set to go here, so we'll check. Oh, before we check back, let's set up this relay. So this one can be for... Relay 4 can be year in canyon. There we go. Canyon. It can be either year in canyon. So this has to be on, which as long as there's, should this be a depth? I feel like maybe this should have been a flow sensor. I guess we can do a depth sensor as long as there's something there. No, if we're going to do it, let's do it right. Let's get a flow sensor. We'll get the flow sensor right there. There we go. It's only 100 and we'll get some science back here in a second. So this one we're going to set if this one and gears are on. So we need gears and there is flow. There we go. Then that will be on. If both inputs are on, then it should be on. But there's no flow, so that one should be off. We'll automate this one by the relay gear and canyon. There we go. Unpause it normally. I don't know why that's paused at all, so we'll undo that. How is our farmland up here? Actually, not too bad. We've got a little bit we could take out here, and then we'll put in singles so we don't have to use the extra ones there. I don't know that they can get over to that at the moment. We'll put in a 2, and there they should. Nope, have to put in 2 2s. There we go. That should let them get over to there. Let's take this out. Oops, there's a little bit of a hole there, but that's okay. We'll live with that. This is all set up. We could now start setting up a huge reservoir across here, but that might be a different day. We'll have to come back to that. This we've made all the way through here. They can start building over here. And let's go ahead and say, you know what? Cut these trees. Did I set those up? Yeah, I set those up. Let's put storage up here. Maybe just a small one for that and a small one for that. We'll get logs going out so they don't have to do their own. Let's get scrap metal going out. There we go. Also cut trees. Let's make sure that we're not cutting down any thorns by accident. I don't know if you can do those by accident. You know what? There's another 3,000 here. Let's go ahead and demolish that and then grab another 3,000 science because, hey, who doesn't like all that extra science, right? We did have this giant bomb go off here at one time, but most of this should be good water, so we might be able to make another canyon reservoir out of this and figure something out here as well. But I think that's going to do it for this time. We did manage to get in our hilltop lumberjacks over there. We've got a little bit going on up here, and we've even got this cradle in here looking pretty good with the water switch in. So next time we'll focus in on getting maybe more of this taken care of, and we'll work on an underground network for, there we go, there's one more, for our transportation. We'll get everything set up there. But until then, just want to say thank you very much for stopping by, and hope to see you next time.